Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video I will be showing you the 2022 Toyota RAV. This one is the LE trim. That means this is the base trim, but let me go ahead and show you all the features this one has. Under the hood there is a 2.5 naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine. It is connected to an 8-speed automatic transmission. This engine produces 203 horsepower and 184 pound-feet of torque, and the fuel economy numbers are 27 in the city, 34 highway, and 30 combined. Here is the MSRP sticker of this 2022 Toyota RAV. If you guys are interested in these standard features it has, just go ahead and pause the video. And it does have the rear cargo cover, all-weather mats, and the price on this one is $29,924. If you guys are curious about the color is called Ruby Flare, and it does look pretty good on this base trim. Anyways, as I said, there is 6 trims to choose from. There is the LE, which is this one, XLE, XLE Premium, Adventure, Limited, and the TRD Off-Road, which is the highest trim. But this LE looks pretty good for a base trim. Here is the front, and for 2022 the Toyota RAV was facelifted, and that's kind of hard to see it with this LE trim, but if you go with the higher trims you could definitely see the facelift, especially with the headlights. For the headlights, now everything right here in the front is LED. Low beam and high beams are LED. Turn signal indicators are halogen here in the front. This Rav4 does have the sensor inside of the Toyota badge. It does have the Toyota Safety Sense 2.0. The grille is finished flat black, and it does have a nice design to it. There is this flat black fake vent right here on the side, and the bottom of the bumper is finished in flat black. There is an opening in the bottom, so there's basically a bottom grille. But yeah, the front looks okay, and as I said, you can't really see the facelift on this LE trim. But let's go ahead and move to the side, and I'll show you the side view of this Rav4 LE. Here is the side view of this Toyota RAV, and honestly the side looks very basic, but this is expected from base trim, so that's completely fine. For the rims, there is steelies, and then there is covers on them, and the covers actually look decent. For the window trims, the bottom portion of them is finished in flat black, the top is finished in chrome, and I really don't like the fact that Toyota made the mirror caps finished in flat black. Definitely adds a cheaper look to this RAV. And yeah, overall the side view looks pretty good, and the size of those rims or tires, they are 225 65 17, so there is a ton of rubber. And by the way, this one right there is the XSE Prime 2022 Rav4, and if you guys look at the rims look very, very nice. But let's go ahead and move to this to the back, and I'll show you the back view of this Toyota RAV. Here is the back of this LE trim, and honestly the back looks not too bad. There is a spoiler, definitely adds a nicer look to the back of this Rav4. Here is the third brake light, wiper is right here. Toyota logo is finished in chrome, a little bit on the smaller side. Rav4 is on the left, and the LE all-wheel drive badge is on the right, and the bumper is finished in flat black back here. Reflectors have a nice look to them, and there's dual exhaust tips, and those exhaust tips are connected to the exhaust pipe. And for the tail lights, now everything right here in the back is LED, so the reverse and turn signal indicators are halogen, but the running light is LED, and the tail light housing has a nice look to it. Here's the key of this SUV, very basic, but does feel nice and solid. There is 3 buttons on it: lock, unlock, and a panic button. And as you guys see, it is basically a physical key. There is no push to start, and I think that's completely fine from a base trim. To open the trunk, there is only one way, and it is this button right here underneath the Toyota logo. Trunk opens nice and quick, and up there is a handle, and inside there is actually a very good amount of space. It is nice and wide, and on the right there is a storage place, LED light, which is good, and this cover is part of an option or an accessory. And right here on the left there is no storage place, but underneath There is the spare tire with the jack and the jack tools. And yeah, overall I think the back of this Toyota RAV is nice and spacious. Here is the front door panel. The front door panel looks okay. Everything is finished in plastic except the armrest. So this is plastic, this is plastic. Door handle is finished in flat black. Very light. There is this brushed aluminum trim, which I think adds a nicer look to this door panel. The armrest is nice and soft, it is padded. The front window is automatic up and down. Window switches, mirror controls, everything looks okay. Actually, all windows are automatic up and down. Yeah, so all windows are automatic up and down. This is plastic. An okay storage place. I really wish it was a little bit bigger. Here is a speaker and it does say Rav4 on it, which is a nice touch. There is manual seats. The seats are nice and comfortable, and this is expected. And the seating position is perfect, and honestly sliding into the seat is very easy. And yeah, overall the height of this SUV is very good. But let's go ahead and move inside. I'll show you the inside of this Toyota RAV. Alright, so here is the interior of this 2022 Toyota RAV LE. And honestly, interior looks nice. It is nice and spacious. And overall, the seating position is perfect. Those seats are really, really comfortable. Here is the steering wheel. Has an okay design to it. The center portion of it is a little bit on the bigger side. It's nice and thin. Actually has a nice thickness to it. But it's not wrapped in leather. It is that synthetic rubber material. And the Toyota logo is actually very big, finished in chrome. Right here on the left, there is the back button, a few controls to control that center screen, volume controls and voice command. And on the right is Toyota Safety Sense 2.0. So you'll have the adaptive cruise control. Basically, you can set the gap, the cruise control, lane keeping assist, seek buttons. And behind the steering wheel is the wiper controls for the front and back. And on the left is the headlight controls with the turn signal controls. Gauges actually look pretty good in this Toyota RAV, and as I said, there is this LCD screen. You could go left and right, up and down, depending on the menu you're in, using those controls. And this is actually nice and soft. I really like the stitching. There's a small pocket right here, or cubby, and in the bottom there is the automatic high beam and the brightness controls. Here is a screen. It's a 7-inch screen, and I've said that multiple times in my Toyota videos. I really don't like what Toyota does with their screens. The bezels are too big, and yeah, it just doesn't look that good. This 7-inch screen has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. There's hard buttons on the left and right. And Toyota system overall, it's nice and responsive. There is a volume knob and a tune knob. And let's go ahead and go back to menu. So it is nice and responsive, but the graphics are really dated, and I really think that Toyota should change them. And I don't like the fact that this screen is finished in flat black and the outer is finished in gloss black. And yeah, it just looks like a last minute thing. Air vents look okay. Here is the emergency light button. This right here is nice and soft. I like the brushed aluminum trim. And climate controls, very easy to use. Fan speed, temperature, so I could move it left and right. But the wheels, knobs, everything look very massive. I'm not sure why Toyota made the wheels and the knobs really big. Here is the off-on button, modes, and as I said, temperatures right here, but does display in that center screen, or in that LCD screen. In the bottom, there is traction control, engine shut off, and there is one USB 112 volt, and a good amount of storage place. Here is the shifter that will control the 8-speed automatic transmission in this Toyota RAV. It does have plus and minus, as you guys see. And the shifter itself, it's wrapped in leather, and plus and minus, but there is no paddle shifters on the steering wheel, which is completely fine. And right here is the brake hold. Now the brake hold, the e-brake, there's the drive modes, and then you will have some terrain modes. So you'll have snow, mud and sand, rock and dirt. A little bit of storage place right here. And this is finished in brushed aluminum. And cup holders are very deep. And I really like the design inside, and even the small storage places. By the way, there is another storage place right here. This is not finished in rubber, so the inside is not rubberized. It's not grippy. And the armrest is a little bit on the harder side. Inside there is a decent amount of space with 2 USB-Cs. So there's 2 USB-Cs inside, and there is 1 USB Type A right there. Here is the rear view mirror. It's not frameless, but the bezels are nice and thin. And there is a glasses holder, very small. And up here there is some LED lights, nice and bright. And there is the door bind. Basically, the lights will stay off when the doors are open. And this button right here will turn on all the lights in this Rav4, SOS. And for the visor, it's nice and thick, but it's not soft. It is finished in plastic. Inside there is a decent sized mirror with a nice bright LED light. For the back door panel, it does have the same design as the front. Everything is plastic except the armrest, so just like the front. So this is nice and soft, plastic. And actually this plastic feels very cheap. I don't like that. And plastic in the bottom. Speaker does say Rav4. Barely any storage place in the bottom. All the window switches or buttons are automatic up and down, which is good. I really like this brushed aluminum. Door handle is finished in flat black, very light, just like the front. And in the back there is a good amount of leg room. Headroom is pretty good. This is an SUV, and the seats have the same design as the front. And there is an armrest back here, which is of course nice. 2 cup holders. This is finished in cloth, and it's nice and soft, not extremely soft. And in the back there is 2 air vents, 112 volt, and that's how the front of this Toyota Rav looks like. I hope you guys enjoyed this review of this 2022 Toyota Rav LE. I would like to thank Tim and Wow Toyota here in Wallingford, Connecticut for providing me this Toyota Rav. If you guys are around and if you guys are interested, make sure to come and check them out. I'm going to go ahead and put the information and link in the bottom of this video. And if you guys would like to see more videos like this, please like and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you next time.